Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Logan, and today we have an awesome new tool, and it's a little bit different. It's in the brown box because we did buy this online direct from homedepot.com because we just couldn't wait for this one to get into stores. Let's open it up and take a look. This is the Ryobi Inverter console suitcase with 2 of the 6 amp hour batteries. So again, guys, this is the Ryobi console inverter suitcase. It's in the brown box because it's straight from Home Depot. Let's open the brown box. I believe it's packaged in sellable package because it says remove from brown box to retail. So there should be some information on the stuff inside. Let's take a look and see what we got. All right, so here it is. Again, we've got the Ryobi 40V Lithium Power Station is what they're calling it. The Power Station Inverter. This is convenient, quiet, portable power, 3,000 starting watts, which is just bonkers because again, this is just batteries. There's no gas, there's no motor. It's just pure power, 1,800 max run watts, the running watts. What's really, really awesome about this, again, because there's no gas, there's no exhaust, there's nothing going on, it's ideal for indoor use, charges up to 4 batteries. And this is really, really cool. I'm super excited about this because it doubles as its own charger. So in addition to being able to give power, it can also charge those batteries when you're not using it to power something else. You just plug it into the wall when you actually have power, and it'll charge all 4 of those batteries up. Again, super cool. It does use the Gen Control app, and I believe, I'm not positive, but I believe this is the same Gen Control app that the other Ryobi generators use. And speaking of the other generators, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we've got the Bluetooth remote start generator video coming soon as well. And you can also check out our Backcountry Life channel where we're going to talk about this generator, this inverter, and we're going to talk about the other generators that we have and how they all work together, which again, we'll get to in a minute. This one also has the pure sine technology. So for your sensitive electronics, things like computers, laptops, phones, really, really cool that it's safe for those devices. Speaking of the devices that you can plug into this, it has 3 of the 120 volt, 15 amp outlets. These are the standard US outlets. You've got 4 of the USB-A 2.1 amp outlets. And last you have 2 of the USB-C 3 amp outputs. So what can it charge? Again, because of the safe technology, any of your portable electronic devices, phones and tablets, even other batteries, battery packs, TV, compressor, fans, and what's really cool is they're talking about charging your large appliances, things like refrigerators. So again, in times of power outages, you could bring this into your home and plug in some of those essential devices like your refrigerator so that your food and other things don't go bad. Super, super cool there. Let's flip it around to the back. Doubles as a supercharger. So not just a charger, doubles as a supercharger for your 40 volt batteries and up to 4 of them at a time. And it includes 2 batteries, 2 of the 6 amp hour batteries, a rain cover, and the operator's manual, as well as the charging adapter. Now, one other thing that it said in the video, if you've seen Ryobi's advertisement video of this, it actually shows them removing batteries while it's running, while it's charging stuff. You can actually switch batteries out mid-use. So kind of like filling it up with gas while it's running. That's kind of what it sounds like you can do. Again, I'm not sure that's the case, but we'll take a look at that. 2 more things real quick here. It does look like it shows you the individual charge level of each battery in the Gen Control app. It also has a display readout on the front. We'll take a look at that. And if we're looking at runtime, so it's got 2 different operation run times here. The first is with the 2 6-amp-hour battery standard, which again is what's included. It also has run times with 4 of the 6-amp-hour batteries. So it doesn't include the additional 2, but again, stay tuned and subscribe to the channel because we do have 2 more 6-amp-hour batteries that we got with another one of Ryobi's tools. We'll be opening and reviewing shortly as well. So first off, they're talking LED lights. These are for decoration, or if you're doing like a wedding or something outside maybe. They're talking 85 to 100 plus hours with just 2 batteries and nearly 200 hours of runtime with 4 batteries. Really cool there. Wi-Fi router or modem, they're talking up to 50 hours with 2 batteries, almost 100 hours with 4 batteries. The decorative lights, the incandescents, so more the traditionals, you're talking about 25 hours of runtime with 2, 40 hours with 4. Next up, the halogen bulbs, so the 60-watt halogen bulbs, you're looking at about 4 to 8 hours with 2 batteries, and again, 10 to 15 hours with 4. Next, a large TV, so we're talking 50-inch TV here. You're looking at 4 hours. You can get a good movie in. So if you're going out into the wilderness and you want to take your big screen, and you can get a decent movie runtime there. And then again, the 3 to 8 hours with the 4 6-amp-hour batteries. Next up, and this one's the most important, I think, in my opinion, with potential power outages and things like that, is your refrigerator. So it doesn't specify the size of refrigerator here, but we're assuming it's a large refrigerator. With 2 batteries, you're looking at 1 to 4 hours. So I guess they give themselves a pretty big wiggle room there. And then with 4 batteries, 2 to 6 hours. So that is something that we are going to try and test. I do have 2 different refrigerators, and we will likely try both of them and give you an idea. Again, that may not be in this video, but in future videos, we hope to have those demonstrations and show the results. Next up, cell phones, tablets, and laptops. These ones are all obviously a lot higher. You're getting 45 plus charges for cell phones, 7 charges of tablets, and 3 plus charges on laptops. And then again, 93, 16, and 7 charges respectively with 4. Last thing before we open the box, this one is heavy but not too heavy, 12 pounds by itself. Obviously, this box is heavier because it does have the 2 batteries, so that's something to consider. These batteries are heavy and do add to the weight of the device. But the actual inverter itself, the power station itself, is 12 pounds. So relatively light. Let's open it up, take a look, and see what's inside here. All right, so first out of the box, interesting, they have basically a quick start guide. Yeah, reference guide. Quick reference guide, there it is. So the quick reference guide shows before using the unit, starting the unit, and using the power station. So let's get everything out, and then we'll take a look at the quick start guide. Interesting, they did put that on the top so that you don't just dismiss it as part of the operation manuals, as some people have done. First out is a battery. So it's in its own container here. Let's take a look. And these are just massive 6-amp-hour batteries. I mean, look at that sucker. We gotta take this one out just to appreciate the sheer size of this battery here. All right, just for comparison, we've got again the 6-amp-hour battery here. Now this is the OP4026. So this is the I believe it's the original 40-volt battery that Ryobi came out with. Back in, this was 2016, this battery is from 2016, and you can see the size difference. And again, this one I think is technically, it's a 94 watt hour battery. So 94 compared to 216, just insane difference there. And again, also for reference, if any of you have these slim or compact 40 volts, this one is the 55 watt hour battery. Just incredible, the difference there. That is just insane. So there it is. Let's take a look. Normally these are shipped with, yeah, about 30%, I believe, is what they're normally shipped with. Love the readout. Looks great. Massive. I mean, just everything about this. One other thing that's interesting, so these older batteries do not have additional contacts here, similar to the way the HP batteries added some additional contacts. Same thing with these new 40 volts. They have additional contacts right there on the face that Ryobi's taking advantage of. And this is one thing that's really cool about what they've done is, instead of completely changing the battery style and changing how they work in order to keep technology the same or keep the same form factor, they've just added contacts. Now, just like with the HP batteries, there was a little concern that now that these are exposed, obviously the other contacts are hidden inside underneath here. These ones are exposed, which means they're going to be subject to more abuse and potentially damage. But I prefer this over the alternative of completely changing the battery style and making all of my old tools obsolete. So thank you, Ryobi, for keeping the same form factor and just slightly improving and keeping all of my tools relevant. So there it is, first battery's out. Well, let's grab battery number 2, and there it is. Just as massive, obviously, again, just the same 6 amp hour battery. And then, let's see, oh, there is a bag. So here is the cover. Again, this is electronics. If you are gonna use it outside, it is meant to cover your batteries, keep all your stuff safe and secure. So in comparison to like one of their tool bags that you would get, we're looking at basically the same material, same cover. Now that's pretty cool. It looks like there's a little pocket there to stick something. Basically the size of these small batteries is about all you could fit. So you could fit one of these small 55 watt amp hour batteries, but otherwise you could put maybe the parallel kit in there. Slide that in there. That'd be a nice place to store that. The ventilation windows, zippers look good. These are waterproof zippers, so they've got this waterproofing on top of the zipper. That's nice. And some windows to look through, some other display windows, see what you've got in there. And a zipper for the handle. Again, waterproof zipper there. So nice, like that. Let's see, let's go ahead and just bring the rest of it out. Nothing else in, just packing material there. Last here is the charger. So this is the wall power cord so that you can turn this into a charger itself. And last out of the packing material are some advertisements rather. You've got the operator's manual for the inverter, power station, and for the batteries themselves, and another quick reference guide. So interesting, in addition to the quick reference guide that was stacked on top, it looks like they have the exact same quick reference guide inside here. So if for any reason that one was damaged, you have a second one in here. So for what that's worth, pretty cool. Set that to the side here. And before we do anything else, we will refer to the quick reference guide real quick, just to see what is recommended. So right off the bat, install the desired number of batteries before using the unit. Connect the charger cord to the power station and then plug it in. So plug it into your power station and then plug it into the wall. When you're starting the unit, you press and hold, and to stop the unit, just hit the main power button. You can also control it from the Gen Control app, which we'll talk about, and then it's got some recommendations for using the unit. So no actual setup to getting started here other than just plugging things in. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go through some of the features on here, and then we'll test it out. We'll run just a couple quick tests in this video, and then give you an idea of what we think, first impressions, before we're out of here. So on this side, lots of handles, lots of good gripping handles, it looks like here. 2 on either side, and then 2 on this side, and then 1 on the top, obviously your top handle. Now there's a lot going on here that I'm not sure. It looks like you could set this up with a strap. So you could have like a carry strap and have it over your shoulder maybe, something like that. I mean, they've got these really nice metal pins with just adjustable, and it feels like this entire thing, it looks like plastic, but that feels like metal. Before we get to all the cool stuff on the front, looks like we've got the fan in the back here for exhaust. So obviously this thing needs to breathe. You got a lot of batteries, you got a lot of power running through this. It's gonna get hot. And so it's got a way to get rid of that heat, which is also why the back of the unit is open. So the back of your case here is open to allow that heat to escape, which is nice. Same thing on the other side. Again, these are mirror images on either side there. And one other thing before we get to the front here, not sure about the clip here. I don't know if that's for running cables. That might be a cable holder, so as you're running a power cord or something, you can loop it. That way it doesn't get pulled out immediately. You can just kind of run it up here through that, and that way you've got a tension release. It could also use as a coil. So I see around all sides, I mean, we've got ways to coil power cord if you'd like. Just interesting how well thought out this was. It seems like it's full of features, and I apologize if I'm not covering all of the cool things about this. Make sure to comment below. Let us know what some of these other things, what you think they're for, or what Ryobi has said they're for. Let us know in the comments. Let's now go through this front. We'll start top to bottom here. First thing at the top here is an LED light, which is new to the generator family. At least the ones that we've seen so far don't have lights on them, LED light. This one does, which is more like the other inverters that they have for the 40 volt, like this one that does a single 40 volt battery. It does have an LED, also just like their 18 volt models. So really cool that they're kind of taking some of that technology, the LED light, which is really nice. Next is this massive display, which is just really cool to have such a nice readout. It looks like it's about the same size again as their generators. Next to that, we have the 2 USB-Cs, 4 USB-As. This is the work light on and off. Now that is tiny button. If that's the button you're having to press for the work light, so that's for this light right here, that is unfortunate. I guess it's good that it doesn't get bumped, but if I've got gloves on or it's cold out or whatever, to push that's kind of annoying. Display LCD. Now this one makes more sense because it's a small button. It's to turn off your main display here. Bluetooth, again, fine that that's a small button. It's just really weird that I would expect the LED to basically be able to push the light or something. If you're fumbling around in the dark and you got to find this button, that's weird. Not sure why they do that. You have your power on and off, and then your AC power on and off. So your main power here, and then step 1 is turn on the main power, which powers any of the USBs. Looks like it powers all of this stuff on this side, and then you power number 2 to power your 120 volt AC power and the stuff below. So moving below here, we've got the 120 volt, 15 amp AC powers. These ones are ungrounded. Obviously, again, even though they have the ground there, you'll notice they've actually partitioned it off. The only reason it's there is to allow you to plug a big power in. But remember, this is not grounded. These are ungrounded outlets. And really super cool. You can parallel adapt this or connect this with the parallel kit to any of the other Ryobi generators or another one of these inverters, which means you get double the output, or rather you can use it to power your trailer or something else, some other large device with that. So super cool that you can do the parallel kit or use a parallel kit with this to even just another generator. I believe these are numbered. They are. So So it does have 1, 2, 3, right at the top here, it does have their number 3 and 4. All right, so it doesn't say specifically if you have to be in a specific port in order to use it or start charging or anything like that. We're gonna go ahead and just use the 1 and 2. So this side is 1, the back side of it is 2. That'll just keep it balanced for weight reasons. Let's go ahead and slide this in. 1. Man, that is just such a big battery. Now what's nice is it could even be bigger. They've got these handles that also double as protectors so that it doesn't get bumped. So if something comes by and bumps it, doesn't hit your battery, that's nice. And then we'll swing that around on this side, number 2. And there it goes. Clicks right into place and looks amazing. There it is on top. Loving that. Then on the front here, this is where we charge it. You have this little gasket, keeps that port from getting damaged. Slide that out of the way, just like that. And this is directional, so it does have a little lightning bolt on top. If we slide, I assume that goes up. And I'm wrong. So the little lightning bolt goes down. That's strange. But your little lightning bolt goes down. That's how it plugs in. We'll go ahead and plug this in. Real quick, before we do that, we'll throw this cover over just so you can see what the cover looks like. Slide that on. Okay, and then you've got the little Velcro. That definitely makes it easier to slide on by doing that. That around. So we got our little pouch here for our parallel kit. On the front, looks good. We can just unzip those to access any of the things there. You could also leave one side if you had something plugged in. Or just like that if you got your 120 volts. And then the handle on top, unzip, pick that up. Very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and plug this in. See what that looks like. All right, so we've got it all plugged in. We got the batteries on, or in, or plugged in. So it's plugged in there, plugged in there. We'll go ahead and just do that. Okay, lights came on in the front, and now that's charging. Okay, so it's in, it's charging. We can see it there. It does appear to do 1 battery at a time, similar to their other multi-charging battery stations. This does 1 battery at a time. It's going to charge this one all the way up and charge the next one all the way up. It is one of their fast chargers, which is really cool. Hopefully it'll charge quickly, and then we'll start testing it.
All right, so here's our fridge. It's 69 inches tall, 29 5/8 inches wide. We're gonna go ahead, so it's a fridge freezer, it's pretty big. For the first test here, we're gonna go ahead and plug in the fridge because I'm actually doing some electrical work and need to turn off the breaker. So this will be a perfect test. We'll see how long it runs and try it out here. So we'll go ahead and turn this on, plug it in. All of our batteries right now are full. Everything's charged up, and again, we've got all 4 batteries right now, so that's pretty cool. We'll go ahead, turn this on, press on, we can pull off. So this is just a little screen cover. We're gonna go ahead and pull this off like that. So this just tells you, for the USBs, you can just turn on the power 1. For the 120 volt ACs, you gotta turn on power 2. So here we go. It's on, it's running, all batteries, load level, and then we press and hold number 2. Press and hold, and there we go. So now we can go ahead and plug in the 120 volts. We'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so got it unplugged here. Go ahead and plug in. I don't know if it matters. We're just going to plug in number 1. Just like that. So no load level change. Oh, there we go. Now we have, oh, we had some load. Yeah, lights on. Lights on still. How's that? Oh, there we go. Takes just a second. Now it doesn't, I don't see any other options there. We'll go ahead and pair with the Bluetooth. So there's pair with Bluetooth, there's the LCD display light. So that just turns the light bright. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So low, high, and off. And then there's the work light. Whew. Flashing and off. Okay, and then pair to Bluetooth. So we'll go ahead and press and hold probably. There we go, pairing mode. We'll go ahead and pair this up and show you what that looks like.
All right, so now we'll take a look at the app here, and as I get it started, you'll notice it shows the old generators in parallel mode there. It'll take a second. We're going to go ahead and just disconnect each of these. So unfortunately, I couldn't find a way to have multiple generators, more than 2 generators in the app at the same time, which for most people is probably not an issue. But if you do have more than 2 generators in the same place or running on the same app, you will have to disconnect and can only have what seems to be a maximum of 2 generators paired at one time. So as you'll see here, it starts with the pairing. It gives you the option of either battery or gas, and then gives you the instructions to set up the pairing. What's interesting is after it says it's completed, it does give you this ad for the same generator that's already installed, and then wants to take you to the website. But in any case, once it's paired successfully, it'll show here. It shows the 4 batteries that are installed. It shows the session runtime, the wattage currently being used, and then if AC power is on or off, and then it gives you the option to shut it down. Really, there's not any other information or data there. Now, if we go to the menu in the top left, it does give you the total run hours. So it shows you how long it's been run. So the other thing it allows you to do is set up the shutdown timer. Now it does max out at 4 hours, I think almost 5 hours. So it's got the 4 hours on the one side, and then you can go to a max on the other side. So basically 5 hours, I think. Again, we haven't tested that, but you could set a shutdown timer so that it automatically shuts off after a certain amount of time, which is kind of nice. The next setting you can change in here is the LCD backlight. So this is the backlight for the display. Again, you can turn it on or off, and then you can turn it low or high, and that's just the illumination behind the display. The display is always on, but if you want that illuminated. The next thing under the settings is the task light, is what they're calling it, or the work light, and you have the 4 different modes there. You have the on and off. Again, it starts in high mode, then low mode, red, and then the red blinking mode or distress mode, depending on what you want to call that. And then obviously the last setting is just to forget the generator or to disconnect the generator from the app. So as far as the app layout, pretty simple or simplistic here. One thing to note is it does not include how much time is left, and that's something that was nice about the previous generators that we'd reviewed and talked about. Is it will show based on the fuel level, and that's again obviously a difference here. Is based on the fuel level, it gives how long it estimates, and it was never exact or correct, or because it's obviously dependent on load level and things like that, but it did give an estimate hours or minutes remaining that it had, which would be a really nice thing to have, especially when these are batteries, to show approximate range or runtime remaining on the system. So that's missing, but otherwise, again, not too terrible as far as an app setup goes. As far as simplicity, obviously, again, very easy to run here. Next thing I want to show here is how it notifies you when it loses communication. It does recommend or require that you're within 50 feet of the generator when you're using it. Obviously, again, here we stepped away from it for a little while, over 50 feet away, and it will notify your device. So it is a push notification to the device letting you know that the communication was lost. And then when you go into the app, it gives you the option to reconnect if you've come back in range. So here it is again, about 2 hours after we had been running it. You can see there, it takes a second, but it shows that it's still running. We can turn on and off the AC power, and then if we want to shut down, you can press the shutdown, and it does require that you hold the yes, similar to the previous versions, to shut that down, which is really nice, and then gives you the option to unpair or scan to reconnect. All right, so here it is. It's been running for over 2 hours. All the batteries are still full. Not a huge surprise. Let's take a look in the fridge here. Temperature still good. Lights are still on. Freezer is still good. Everything's still working. So pretty cool. Definitely want to try out some of the other things. Obviously, it's going to be able to power these other USBs, USB-Cs, the work light, everything. So far, we're really excited about how much this is able to run. I mean, 2 hours rather, and the batteries haven't even gone down anything. All these batteries are, well, they say they're down 1, which is interesting because that says that they're all full, but the batteries themselves do say that they've gone down 1, so that's interesting. Not sure what to make of that, but 2 hours and they're down 25%. You know, if there's just 2 batteries, probably down 50% maybe. Interesting again, that doesn't show here. The app also doesn't show the total run time. That's something interesting that the other generators and inverters that they have will show the runtime on the display. So the fact that it's missing that, the fact that these buttons are really hard to press, especially the work light, the display and the Bluetooth, not too big of a deal, but the work light, the fact that, I mean, you can get it, it's not too bad, but with a glove on, it's not easy for sure. But anyway, we'll do some more tests. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you think that it should come with more batteries? Do you think that, you know, it's too expensive? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below what you think of this this new inverter. So far, really happy with it keeping the fridge running. Obviously, this isn't heavy load. You know, the load level is basically 0. It says 0 right there because it's a refrigerator, so it doesn't need to run, but every once in a while. Now, again, this is in the garage, and it's 80 degrees right now, so it's not like it's got it easy, but you know, it's working. We'll test it out a few more times, but again, let us know in the comments what you guys think. So far, seems pretty cool. Like it. So, thanks for watching, guys.
You can support TVs, fans, not even sure what that one is. Oh, compressor. Mooyah. I'm gonna sneeze because it's dusty.